What's my shoe doing up there?
Yes.
Yeah, he's soul man.
Oh.
Hey now. Hey now.
Hey now. Hey
Fellow
now.
Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, I ask your permission that before I begin my speech, I have to share with you something that happened to me last night that still has me a little shaken up. Last night, while it was pouring rain for that few minutes, driving on West Side Avenue, at the traffic light, someone knocked on my windshield, and as I wind down the window, a gentleman said to me if I can give him a ride a few blocks up by Danforth Avenue, closer to the Bayonne border. I don't know this gentleman, but I figured it is pouring rain, he's getting soaked, and if he wanted to shoot me, he probably would have done so already. Jersey City, right, Walter? So I give him a ride. He comes in with a big duffel bag, and as we drive a few blocks, I ask him, I said, hey, by the way, what's in the duffel bag? He replied to me, none of your business. We drive a few more blocks, and now I'm perplexed. I'm the total opposite of insouciant, because I'm just wondering what if I'm participating in some criminal activity with this gentleman. So now I tell him, hey, look, man, you got to tell me what's in the duffel bag, or I'm pulling over. He looks me in the eye, and he says, none of your business. I pulled over, told him, hey, man, you're disrespecting my vehicle and myself. You got to get out the car. He slams the car door, runs down the block, and I never see this gentleman again. And he leaves the bag on my passenger floor. What?
Wow.
What?
Let's hear the rest.
Come on. So what was in the bag, man? A
What was
bag?
that?
What was in the bag, man?
None of your business! How many of you felt like you were in that story just now and I had your attention? How many of you felt connected? Raise your hand. Because that's what stories do. They connect us. Stanford University did a study that said stories are about 22 times, how many?
22 times.
More memorable than facts alone. No doubt about it, Forbes says the best speakers are good storytellers. The best writers are good storytellers. And the best leaders are good storytellers. They said it might be that the best parents are even good storytellers. I don't know how many of you may remember the big frog race where every frog had to get to the top of the tower. And they had a race there, big competition. As the frogs started, everyone in the audience below said to the frogs, you can't do it. Hey, you're gonna hurt yourself. No one in your family ever did that before. How are you gonna get to the top? You can't. You're gonna break down. You cannot do it. And all the frogs, little by little, started dropping out of the race because they got tired. Their bones and muscles hurt. But this one frog, outside of what all the naysayers said at the bottom, went all the way to the top as if he had no challenge, no hurdle whatsoever. And when they interviewed him afterwards, the media could not wait to hear what his success story was. Why? What was he thinking? While everybody said, no, you can't do it, you can't get to the top, no one has done it before. Ever. They soon realized that that frog was deaf. He didn't hear the naysayers. So the lesson from that is, whenever we have someone telling us we can't do something, just like they say, someone who cannot do something should not stop the person that is doing it. We should not let them underestimate us or judge us, those people that think we can't do something. We should do it anyway. Just like there were two shoe salesmen that had a mission to go to a third world country and sell shoes there. One of them came back to their boss, and the boss says, how was it? What do you think? The shoe salesman said, oh no, it's horrible there. No one wears shoes on this desert island they went to. The second shoe salesman comes back. Boss says, how was it? He says, OMG! OMG! It's amazing! It's full of opportunity there. We are going to become wealthy. They start dancing around Natalia up here, right? Like, we're going to be wealthy. And the boss says, how come? The answer?
No one wears shoes.
No one wears shoes. Exactly. It's all about perspective
Perception.
and perception. Absolutely right. And how does this relate to business? People say, Raj, well, the storytelling thing, telling stories, how can I make more money from it? Well, that's what companies do. Because a well-known marketing adage says, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. What's the quickest way to get someone to like you and trust you? It's by telling them a story, because then you can empathize with the character, you can empathize with them. So that's why we'll see commercials on TV from big pharmaceutical companies where you'll see senior citizens outside with flowers and the beautiful sky, and they're dancing. And it's a pharmaceutical product they're selling, a pill that has nothing to do with what you see there, but it's the story behind it. It's how we feel. Am I right? Say yes.
Yes!
One of my best stories is from Chicken Soup for the Soul by Jack Canfield and Mark Victor Hansen, where it says a gentleman is at the side of the ocean and he keeps picking up things from the sand and throwing them back into the ocean. And everyone is wondering, what is he throwing back? What is he doing? As they approach him and go closer, they see he's throwing starfish into the ocean. So they ask him, why are you doing that? He says, because what happens is when it's low tide, the starfish that gets washed up to shore, they'll actually die because of the oxygen if they're not back in the water. So he goes by every day and picks up these starfish one by one and throws them in the water. The person says to him, but why? You can't make a difference to all the starfish in the water. It's just too many. There are thousands upon thousands upon
Thousands
of starfish by the sea. And there's a lot of different bodies of water that has the same problem. So you can't save all the starfish. It is impossible to save all of the starfish. You cannot possibly make a difference. And as this old gentleman picks up another starfish and throws it back into the ocean, he looks at the person and says, it made a difference to that one. Ladies and gentlemen, every life matters. Every individual, every person matters. We all have a story within us. We have all been through some adversity. We have all been through some challenge, and we have overcome them. Am I right? Say yes.
Yes.
I am here inviting all of you. I implore all of you to look within yourself and see what story you have and make a difference to one individual, one person in your life today. Somebody say, I have a story.
I have a story.
Put your hand on your heart. And twice as loud. I have a story.
I have a story.
I have a story.
I have a story.
Share that story. What is your story? What is your story? What is your story? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Raj.